This disclaimer was copied without permission. Cheers, Squaffers, Costles, Swiggers, Sippers and all other good people out there. Hopswatch here. First of all, sorry for that long pause. As some of you may know, I have been unemployed, which always makes me horribly depressed and also puts a limit on how much of this I'm allowed to do. But finally, I'm up to doing a bit once again, mentally at least, so let's get started. I've been inspired by videos put up by the LGBTQ+ community on YouTube listing signs of how you know that you are an LGBTQ+ individual. There are some examples of that in the description. But one thing you don't see anywhere is a video list about how to know if you are actually a straight or heterosexual individual. I tried to make a quick search on YouTube, 10 signs that you're a straight person, and the results were not about signs of being straight at all, but consequently about signs of being gay, sometimes under the pretense that you wouldn't really be knowing that you were. As a cishet male, I thought it was about time that we got a video about that, about signs that you are a straight person. And while I'm going through the list, I'll have myself a stylish glass of Belgian students' champagne. For no other apparent reason than I absolutely love the style and this glass. Cheers. So, onto the list of 10 signs that you are yourself heterosexual or that you are in a heterosexual relationship. Number 10. When you're in a relationship, nobody is ever asking you who is the man and who is the woman in the relationship. This is an old trope about homosexual couples that, even though they are of course of the same sex, each are taking on specific chores, and these chores are shared according to the roles in traditional old-fashioned marriages between a man and a woman. So if it is the case that no one asks you who is the man and who is the woman in your relationship, it's probably because you are in a straight relationship where it is, well, you know, apparent to some extent who is male and who is female. Number 9. Your friend of a different sexual persuasion than you, let's just say that they are gay, seems not to try to hook you up with someone else for the single reason that the other person, who happens to be of the opposite sex, is straight, just like yourself. This is something single gay people experience. Some of their straight friends will try to hook them up with someone else, just because that other person also happens to be gay. And apart from that, has absolutely nothing in common with the other person. And I have to confess, I'm even a bit guilty of this myself. And this is not something that you will experience as a straight person. You don't have your gay friends scuttling around trying to hook you up with random other people of the opposite sex that just happen to be also straight, yet have nothing else in common with you. Number 8. Your sexual orientation is not an issue when you want to donate blood. And this is actually pretty darn horrible. A rule that you could not give blood if you are, in particular, a homosexual male was installed in many countries during the AIDS scare of the 80s, not considering at all that straight people could have AIDS just as well as gay people. In Denmark, where I live, sex between men to this day will give you a 4 months pause in giving blood. So if you're a man in a relationship with another man, chances are you will never be able to give blood because you will regularly have sex. In Sweden, the pause is 12 months long. There goes Sweden as the example of being much more liberal than Denmark. And in Norway, what I found was kinda ambiguous, but could be interpreted to mean you could never give blood ever if you were in a male-male relationship. In the USA, according to the Sloan Kettering Cancer Research Center, the curfew is at 3 months. And there's Scandinavia being more progressive than the States, or in this case, not really at all. Point remains, if the rules for blood donation are not an issue for you, giving blood practically whenever you like, being in a relationship or not, that would be a sign that you are most probably in a straight relationship or that you are a straight single person.
Number 7.
Your family will not say that you will grow out of your newly found sexuality. Also, they aren't asking or even begging you, at least to try to be gay if you turn out to be straight. There is a common misconception that homosexual in early adolescence is something that you will grow out of sooner or later, because you won't. Often you'll know well before adolescence that you are gay or not, and that sexuality will not change. Apparently there's a bit of a discussion whether you're born with it or whether some early influences determine it. I will not go into that in detail, but it is by no means something that will change in or after adolescence. However, if you have let your family know about a crush that you have, and they are not telling you that it's something you'd grow out of, check if that person would happen to be of the opposite sex. That very well could be the reason.
Number 6.
And by extension, not having your family disowning you once it turns out you apparently don't grow out of being straight. No one in your family complains when you disclose your sexuality, and after that, no one in your family seems to like you less, let alone are any more likely than before to want to blatantly reject you from the family. It's just not something that straight people experience. So if it doesn't happen to you, could very well because you are simply straight.
Number 5.
You could get married to your partner of choice no matter which country in the world you're in. In that case, you are definitely in a straight relationship. And if you feel comfortable in that relationship, well, chances are you are probably straight. Yeah, you actually might also be bi and happen to have a partner of the opposite sex. Now, these are the countries you could get married in if you were not in a straight relationship and were instead in a gay relationship. Yeah, there are only 29.
Number 4.
If you do not experience people offering you torturous programs targeted at converting your sexuality, that is a pretty good sign that you are straight. Because conversion therapy for straight people is simply something that does not exist. You won't be forced to watch gay porn for hours on end in order to change your sexuality. You won't be forced to take antidepressants or antipsychotic medication because of your sexuality. Neither will you be forced to be submitted to electroshock therapy as a purported treatment for being straight. You will also not be subverted to write out torturous aversion therapy practices involving electric shocks or other sadistic methods of pain infliction whenever you experience sexual arousal by that which your torturers don't think you ought to be attracted to. As if aversion therapies of those kinds would ever do anything other than raising your discomfort you feel about the people that are trying to convert you. However, if conversion therapy is simply not a thing that exists for people that share your sexuality, it would be because you're straight.
Number 3.
You don't need to fear for your health or even your life when you go out on a date with your loved one. Imagine you're on a date with one you love, you walk around town holding hands, and solely for showing your compassion for each other, random people will be shouting at you, bullying you, and may even be physically attacking you. If this does not happen, you're probably straight. Also, when was the last time you heard about a straight couple being denied access to a restaurant simply for being straight? That's not a thing. If you don't experience any of this, like ever, while dating, yeah, you're probably straight. And if you are indeed bullied, discriminated against, or even attacked physically while out on a date, and your partner is of the opposite sex than yours, It could very well be because of the color of your skin, or maybe your partner's skin, or the skin of both of you. But that's a subject for a different video.
Number 2.
If no matter where in the world you are not punished with jail or worse because of your sexual orientation, it's probably because you're straight. These are the countries where merely being homosexual will get you punished. In the countries marked with orange, you could face life imprisonment for being homosexual, and in the ones marked in red, you could face death penalty. These are the countries where you would likewise face persecution if you were a straight person. Yeah. There aren't any. Right. Oh wait, one is coming. Oh wait, maybe one is coming there. Imaginary Trumpist land. Yeah. I guess you might face persecution in that one.
Number 1.
You prefer watching straight porn. Yeah, I wanted to end this on a light note, as it pretty quickly became very dark. However, if you choose to watch straight porn primarily, and you only accidentally choose gay porn every now and then, and you, well, switch away from it again because it doesn't really turn you on, if that's what you do usually when you're watching porn, well, you're probably straight. Now, just quickly here in conclusion, sexuality and gender aren't choices. I try to understand the privilege in different ways that I have by being a cishet male. One of the ways being making this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Also, like and subscribe, and consider supporting me on Patreon. As I'm unemployed at the moment, I have put a hold on it until further notice, and definitely through the month of January. So if you join right now, you actually have time to reconsider and regret, if you like, before you will actually be paying any money. Anyway, I have been Hopswatch. I do political stuff, satire, secular activism, and the occasional sciencey stuff and bits of LGBTQIA issues, along with being a channel that promotes responsible enjoyment of alcohol and quality beer advocacy. And that'll be all for this time. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, practice social distancing, and always remember to drink responsibly. Until next time. Cheers.
So before we begin today, I wanted to quote-unquote thank Hopswatch for inflicting, sharing this video with me. I am so very grateful, and you should go and check out his channel. He likes beer, but don't hold that against him.